Good day, everyone. Andy here from Rarity.market. Today I'm interviewing Ana Sichitiu from Sibiu, Romania. Ana is an artist with background in architecture. However, she creates art in various techniques, ranging from mixed media and cyanotype art to vector art. Let's see what she has to say. Good morning, Ana. How are you?
Good morning, Andy. Very well, thank you. How
Glad
are
to
you?
hear that. I'm well, thank you. Glad to have you here today. Looking forward to learn more about you and your art. And why are you with Rarity.market? So tell me a little bit about yourself and about the brand that you created on Rarity.market, or actually you created it before Rarity.market, called Anais.
Well, as I told you before in our first chats together, my first training is in architecture, but my first love is always have been drawing and illustration. So Anais was actually born out of these two skills of mine, or two loves actually, because I also loved architecture and I also love drawing. It's they don't exclude each other, not anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So Anais was born having in mind artists, myself and other artists, in order to create small communities and of artists having fun and doing also a good job together. So and now I'm in the process of building a better site with better sales channels, better. I tested and now I have to implement. So we passed the testing stage. And then we'll have fun together as communities. And maybe even scale it up in the future.
So what's the purpose of the platform? How will it help other artists?
It will help other artists and myself also by providing a platform on which they would sell art in, I thought, quite well. I think it will sell in every possible way, as posters or greeting cards on as originals, as downloadable files, and NFTs. Why not?
Nice. Mm-hmm.
I decided to include that too, because although I'm still learning about it, it seems to be a good part of what's going to happen next in our lives as an artist and as as normal citizens, not necessarily as artists. So that would be actually nice to have it all together, because and with this token of NFT providing the the certificate of authenticity.
So is this for local artists, or where from?
We will start with local and Romanian artists. My dream was to create the small hubs, actually, to go to a pilot in Sibiu, to do a pilot in Sibiu, and then replicate it in other cities around Romania, and not necessarily only in Romania, to provide a business model and a community model for other artists, and a tool, mainly a tool, because they usually hang out in gangs and communities. I don't need to teach them that. Okay. But if I provide them with a tool to show off their work and earn from that, and also having a good time together, well, that would be a nice thing to do for small cities.
Very well, very well. That's a very nice idea. And I've looked at the platform and I've seen their art related to botanics, ornithology, some architecture. Can you tell me a little bit about that? I mean, there are different inspirations there, and I was curious, where is it all coming from?
Well, there are all slices of my past experiences. So if I will start to talk about them, let's say architecture, which is my main training. I also worked as an architect for quite a while. That would be the illustrations made in for Sibiu, Brașov, and the culinary area around Sibiu towards Mediaș. Those are sketches, architectural sketches made in computer or whatever, pen on tablet. Those are a tribute to my training and also to my knowledge, our knowledge as an architect. Those are illustrations that are supposed to become a sustainable souvenir collection, showing off the beauty of Romania, starting with Transylvania, in a proper manner. This means to honor the heritage that we have in at least in a decent way. At least in a decent way, if it's not a very good way. So that's why I started that, because there's this is missing from the market. You can find in some places some really beautiful things, but we should see it more often. Right. So this is all for this. For sure, we'll have also guests, artists, collaborating, because it's a huge task and it's not easy to do like one person. And it's a task that is paying back to local communities in a smart way.
Okay.
It's
so that is something that right now, right now it's not on Rarity.market, but you do have two other collections. One is related to nature, and one is related to line drawings. Can we say that it like that?
Yeah, the one yes, now on Rarity.market there are two collections. The first one, it's called Nature Tales, and that's a collection dedicated to the relationship between nature and humans. It's a collection that I thought about, and I decided that I want to do that. It's a collection where some brain power is used to decide which is which, and how I communicate this relationship between forest and humans, or nature and humans. For this, I use different techniques, like mixed media or cyanotype art, or even ink on paper with whatever. And it's made in a very, very classical way of just drawing on paper. So there are originals to that. They exist physically. And I use also pressed plants picked up from the nature, because they are they are speaking by themselves to the people watching.
So each has a specific story?
Most of them have stories, yes. All of them have stories, actually. And they talk about, I grew up in Bucharest, and there are not a lot of nature there, but my parents took me to the mountains. Me and my brother took us, and we got to meet. Firstly, we met forests as a representative for nature, so I really loved it. And then as I grew up and worked for different NGOs protecting them, I saw the destruction firsthand, and in data, and it was like very, very real. So I would like to through this collection to illustrate this connection between humans and nature, and that it should not be lost, but it should be placed in a decent place. It should be, humans should show respect and not.
Absolutely.
Yes. And if somebody stares at it, wonders, and it's like really fell into that drawing, maybe a little bit of that will go to his heart when he also goes to trips in nature, and maybe it will make a difference. I think it will make a difference, actually.
Mm. Now,
And
let
the
me
other
ask
one,
you something. Before that,
yeah.
one of the pieces there is called Bearded Fern. What's the story behind it? Because I was always curious.
That is a cute story. Yes, it has a story, the bearded fern. Well, it was, I usually do not draw or create anything during the office hours, but it was one day when I decided I had some fern leaves, and I was just looking and said that would be cute to make some bearded guys out of it. They look cute. And I said, okay, let's try. But I didn't shut up the phone, nor the nor the computer, not anything, because, well, there were office hours, 9 to 5. Everybody was calling, and I had to be present. And then I started drawing. Said, no, I'm going to do this. I'm really going to do this. It's a great idea. But it didn't turn up the way I planned, because everybody was calling, including like some serious stuff, like the accountant was calling and said, Anna, you have to pay that, and what's the story behind those numbers? And the bank was calling, and the courier is calling, and I was like, now I will take I'll draw another line and another line, but it didn't turn out. It turned out to be like a self-portrait of me on that day, like big guys with bags under the eyes and everything. So that's where that idea actually stopped. So there were no more bearded guys with ferns instead of beards. Right. It was just me trying to chill, but couldn't. Right. So that's yeah. It did remain one single drawing of me.
That's you when you're frustrated.
Yeah, frustrated. Yeah, actually, it was my bad choice, but well.
Okay, and what about Valentine? Is this related to what, a couple, or Valentine's Day? What is it about?
Well, it's related about a couple. Yes, you got me with that. It was Valentine's Day, and that was actually, I think, it's the only idea that I had, and it was not in my studio. It was with a group of friends, and we were at a quiz, having fun and trying to be smart. And that it was first drawn on a napkin or something like that, as it happens in every story. But yes, it's about a couple. It's about a couple that, well, it's trying to maintain connection.
Okay.
And the eyes are the flowers that should connect them, something like that. It was in my head. I drew it the next day. Mm-hmm. It's ink on paper and pressed. Flowers are very beautiful flowers. There are wild carrot flowers. I think it's called Queen's Anne's lace in English. Really, really beautiful. And I wanted to to show off the connection that should happen between the eyes of them, and well, one is bigger, the other is smaller.
That was my
It's
next
about
question.
balance.
That was because of what? Why is one is up and one is down?
Because in relationships, it's really difficult to
Maintain the balance.
Maintain a proper balance and not one dominate the other. It's just going shoulder by shoulder, like two individuals together by choice, not by need, not by anything, not by custom, not by tradition, just by choice.
It's a piece
Personal
that
choice.
makes you really think about relationships.
Yeah, it's a big part of our lives, everybody's lives. Relationships in general, not only love relationships.
Right.
And we are people that humans are a relationship animal. They need it. Yes. And they need it, and they learn it throughout their life, how to connect with one another, how to balance, what to take, what's good, and want to ignore what's maybe annoying, and how to deal with all of it.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a beautiful piece. Congratulations on that. I would like to know a little bit more about your clients. Can you tell me more about them?
Well, I didn't get to meet my clients in person for like 2 years because of the pandemic. So we started this small business in 2019. And then the pandemic came, and you have so little feedback on the internet when you are small and at the beginning, because nobody actually knows you're not visible. They didn't got to meet you yet. But I got to go recently to a fair in Bucharest, and I enjoyed it a lot, because I think it was the best place I could have been. You're searching for your public every time you go to fairs and meetings. Right. And that was the first time when I felt that I'm in the right place at the right time.
Is there a specific profile of people that noticed and came to talk to you about those pieces?
Yes, most of them are people between let's say 30 to 60, 65. Decent and well educated, which is, I really love the conversation. And people that appreciate one of a kind works. And not only that, they also appreciate the nature. Well, this is a recurrent theme in my drawings, all of them, nature. And they could really relate to that. And actually nature speaks to most of us, I think any of us.
Right.
And most of them could relate in maybe quite strange ways. Strange maybe it was, I never thought. Although I wanted to make a personal story, everybody could relate to their own stories to that illustration, and I think that is a great thing. And the public that really stopped and watched and asked, and I don't think they meditated, but they spent a lot of time watching them.
That's good.
Yes, exactly. Everybody, each and every one of them had some way to relate. Like a lady that loved the dancing fern, because her grandmother had danced with ferns in her backyard, and that's as simple as that to make the click. It's just going to the basic memories and values of the people.
So it's all about the story, the emotions, memories.
Yeah, it's about that. And actually it's not me, it's the nature inside of every
person.
person, and every illustration that make the connection. I was just there. I was just there. And I also, during this fair, not only this, but this was the most clear. I realized how appreciated they are, because frankly, I didn't know. Frankly, I had no idea if what I'm drawing is nice or not, because it was only on the internet. And my friends were like, yeah, you're good, but mainly my friends. And they say, okay, other guys too, like this. And now I know, I really know.
Now you have the confirmation.
Yeah, I've got the confirmation, and I've got nice invitations for collaborations, and
that's nice.
Yeah, it seems that this year and the next year will be great years for this not business, but this activity of mine.
Adventure.
Adventure, exactly.
And then you started connecting NFTs to this.
Yes, I started connecting NFTs because
how did it happen?
It happened one day when, in 2 days actually, when my first day was when my 15 years old son came to me to tell me that I draw pretty cool, and he said that I draw better than or cooler than most of his generation, and I should try NFTs. And I told him, come on, guy, there are plenty of cool people out there. But anyway, I've heard NFTs, and I asked a bit more, and he explained to me. And I said, well, that is interesting. That is cool. But for that time, I didn't really got the point. So the information didn't bounce back. Didn't click yet. But the information just got through this year, got out of this, the other one.
Okay.
And I go on with my daily life.
Right.
Like studio, kids running, whatever. And this until a couple of months later, when another a friend of mine, we met at a Christmas party, and he has this habit of asking after a while, after you had a drink or two,
after you tell everything,
you relax, like really relaxed. He always goes like, and Anna, could you define what your business do? And I was with my glass of wine, like chill, and I said, yes, it does illustrations. Because before that, I would say it does home decor, or it does whatever. This time I said, it will do illustrations. And he said, oh, well, nice. And you do this using these tools, these old tools, like printing posters and sending them by mail. And did you not heard of NFTs? then it clicked. Yes, I did. My son told me about it. And ever since then, it was December last year, I started to research. And it was a difficult and daunting task because, well, they were the same words used in English. They didn't have the same meaning.
It happens a lot. It really happens a lot.
Exactly. And I was asking everybody, what's that utility in your word? Because I understand utility of a drawing. My word. What's that? And what's liquidity? And what's whatever? Even it took me like, I think, 2 weeks to understand what mint means, to mint something. Like, that was...
So that was you said in December, right?
In December, yes.
In December. So you found Rarity just recently?
I found Rarity just recently because I'm still searching and learning. And because, and this is not my first business, this is not my attempt to make a living out of art. So I tried different things, and I've learned that you do it better in teams,
Right.
not alone.
Okay.
Well, you may have the chance of 0.05 to get discovered and it'll be like really cool, and then show off in New York on billboards with your work. But I've learned that it's better in teams. So I try, even now it's a work in progress, I try to learn how to work in this kind of teams, because it's a more enjoyable process anyway to work in team. It's exchange of ideas and everything is nice.
Absolutely. So what are you expecting from this particular part of the business model from NFTs, to get more connections, to get more exposure? What? You can say
actually,
all of the answers are correct.
Yes, no, actually, yes, also more exposure. What's interesting is what's happening in Web3, and I just learned that it exists, Web3, already.
And where's Web 1, Web 2, when?
Exactly, it's like, what?
It's like COVID, we are in wave 6. When did that happen?
Exactly. Exactly. When did that happen? Did I miss the number of what? Also, my son notified me about this. Mama, you should have an update. Okay, update me, please. And firstly, I think that through this NFT, I would like to be part of this world, not necessarily building it, but just be there and watch. I like to be a spectator to that, what's happening. I don't want to be outside what's happening. I like new things, and I like to learn about it. And then if I find my place, yes, be part of it. Why not? This is, I think, my main expectation, from NFTs on this world altogether, with blockchain and everything. But the others are, of course, it's a really nice thing to have, like a token to your work, which is available, which is worldwide recognized. Absolutely. And it's quite easy to, very easy to do it, and very, actually not so expensive. Not, it depends. But
expensive, what do you mean expensive? Expensive to get starting, or what?
Expensive to get started. And well, I compare this to trying to protect drawing, so some drawings internationally through the normal laws existing.
Okay.
It's
trademarks,
very expensive in
time.
Yeah, it's very expensive in terms of money. And time, and you need lawyers and all kinds of things.
Right.
And you cannot do it, really, it takes a lot of money and time. It's not feasible to do it for every work. Also, it would be nice. So the blockchain offers that for
Absolutely.
artists.
Yeah.
And really easy, and at the click of a button. And that's fantastic, because actually you can mint them all. Why not? You Absolutely. Can mint them all, and that's the proof it's you behind it. And that's a change, or that because of that, NFTs are a game changer in this field, for sure. But there are other things that I really enjoy about this world. It's mainly the thing that I really love, besides the new things, and that I want to know, and I want to be there and not miss it. And it's the community behind it that I'm discovering, human by human, person by person. And it's a very open community. I found there are no age preconceptions.
Yeah.
So I could talk to a 16, 15-year-old and teach me, really open, with about everything, and I could offer feedback from my experience. And this would go like really, really nice. And I loved it. I could spend hours with these guys. And also people my age or older, also it's very, very open. There are no preconceived things showing off, which is pleasant, really pleasant. And yes, I think I belong in this community. And yes, I think I'll find a way, my spot, so my spots in this
universe.
Eventually, in this universe, exactly.
The next step probably is the metaverse.
Exactly.
And being there with an avatar and all these NFTs that will be in this world as well at some point, hopefully sooner than later.
Hopefully sooner, yes.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. You can have your own home in the metaverse and, you know, your own avatar, and then you can show off your wall with your art from yourself or somebody else in the metaverse, you know. So you can just export everything that you have into the metaverse, or import into the metaverse, actually.
Exactly. Yeah, that would be really cool, because that's is not it's just another way of showing, and that's clearly it will be part of the future.
Yeah, I think for some people it's not just showing, they actually spend time in these places as an alternative to going outside and connect. They connect online instead of connecting there, and then they need to show their personality through NFTs, through different things that they purchase in these spaces, and express themselves maybe in ways they cannot express in real world, you know.
For sure, I see this tendency in my kids. Of yes, they would enjoy going out with other persons, but they also like really enjoy playing with their friends online, even if they are different cities, different countries. Doesn't matter, and that's a great way to connect and maintain a relationship, actually.
Right.
As they first started with things like WhatsApp or stuff like that, like really, it was a revolution. Do you remember the phone with the line and with the disc? That was all. And then I could see each other, and it was free to call my brother on the other side of the Atlantic. Wow.
And then the first mobile phones, which were like this big.
Exactly. And now this is just the next step. It's a normal progression from that to that to that.
Absolutely, absolutely, Ana. Yeah, this is fascinating, and we can go forever with all these discussions, but our time is short, and I think we learned a lot about what you're doing and about Anais. We have 2 collections. If you guys want to see the collections, they are on Rarity.market. I'm really looking forward to have your 3rd or 4th or whatever the number that you want of collections. And
Ladybird is next. You'll
Ladybird.
see.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, that sounds interesting. Okay, tell me about it after we
exactly.
close the call. And absolutely, I'm looking forward to collaborate with you. The whole team looks forward to collaborate with you. And I again, thank you very much for this interview and for being part of this.
Thank you very much. And I'm glad to be part of this. Thank you for having me.
Great job. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye.